Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, December 17th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. All right, see if you can follow along with this. This is kind of confusing, but it's some good news if you like to eat out. Last week, County Executive Stuart Pittman issued an executive order that was to go into effect yesterday afternoon at 5 p.m., which essentially closed all inside and outside dining in bars and restaurants in Anne Arundel County. When that order came out, all the restaurants really panicked. They didn't know what to do. They get prepared to lay off all of their employees. They were taking down the tents that they had purchased or rented. Tuesday night, 4 restaurants filed a motion looking for a restraining order against the county executive's executive order. To be honest, when I mentioned that yesterday, I didn't think that had any legs. Well, yesterday at 11 a.m., County Executive Pittman, on his own, decided to reconsider. And he said, hey, you know what? You can do outside dining, but you're not going to be able to do inside dining. The outside dining would have to have at least 2 sides of any tent open, so it would be open on 2 sides. So now all the restaurants who had already taken down their tents, returned their tents, and told some employees that they were losing their job, were able to bring back some employees. They were trying to get their tents back, figure out what to do. Well, yesterday afternoon at 3 p.m., Judge William Mulford of the Circuit Court of Anne Arundel County issued a temporary restraining order against Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman, specific to that executive order to close all the restaurants. The judge's order did say that restaurants can continue operating as they were, at least until December 28th, when there is going to be a final hearing held. In response to this, County Executive Pittman did put out a statement saying that he was disappointed in Judge Mulford's ruling, and he believes that the science from public health experts is clear, and it shows that taking actions to limit situations where people gather without masks will prevent the spread of the virus and ultimately save lives. He looks forward to a full hearing on the merits of the case. Now, Executive Order number 38, which is what this reverts to back just for food service, limits indoor dining capacity to 25% of the maximum capacity, and outdoor dining is limited to 75% of the indoor maximum seating capacity. It doesn't make sense to me. What does the outdoor and the indoor have to do with one another? But that is what it is. All other provisions of the Executive Order number 39, which we discussed previously, took effect yesterday evening at 5 p.m. And as you can tell, it was probably a pretty crazy day over at the Arundel Center, and as a result, I was not able to sit down with County Executive Pittman as I had planned, but we do have it rescheduled for a little bit later on this afternoon. I will get a midterm conversation with County Executive Pittman out to you as soon as we sit down and talk. The Naval Academy released some more information on the death of that midshipman a couple days ago. Midshipman First Class, which is a senior, John Johnson, 22, of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, died Monday evening, December 14th, in a drowning accident that happened at a resort in Park City, Utah. He dove into a pool and did not resurface for air. According to the police reports, friends jumped into the pool, pulled him out, began CPR until medical personnel arrived. He was transported to the Park City Medical Center and passed away at the hospital. According to local sources, they do say that the group of friends were drinking all day long, and he had decided that he was going to jump in the pool to try to hold his breath for longer than he had ever done before. Johnson was a stellar member of the class of 2021. He was a member of the 29th Company and served as the company platoon commander. He was near the top of his class at the academy, holding a 3.97 GPA. He was ranked in the top 100 academically and the top 40 overall amongst his classmates. And he had been on the superintendent's list the majority of his time at the Naval Academy. Gosh, a real tough loss when you see someone with this much potential lose their life this early. Well, here's a story that came out of nowhere and surprised the heck out of me. Bill Wagner sniffed this out over at the Capitol, and Major League Lacrosse and Premier Lacrosse League have decided to merge. And as a result of that, Major League Lacrosse is going away. Now, the Chesapeake Bayhawks are part of Major League Lacrosse, and yes, the Chesapeake Bayhawks here in Annapolis are going to go away. As part of the deal, the only Major League Lacrosse team that the Professional Lacrosse League is going to continue with is the Boston Cannons, and they're going to be rebranded as the Cannons Lacrosse Club. Now, anyone who is an MLL player has to submit their names into a player pool to be eligible for a 2021 expansion draft. The Premier Lacrosse League does retain the rights to all of the MLL franchises, including the Chesapeake Bayhawks, and they may use that again if their future expansion needs would meet it. So no more pro lacrosse here at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium or in Annapolis. And that's another bummer. And also, speaking of the Capitol, I should have mentioned this earlier, you want to make sure you go check out, they have put together an outstanding list of restaurants, and it was all predicated on the restaurants closing down, but it is an outstanding list of restaurants, exactly what they are going to do, whether they're doing curbside carry out, whether they're closing, etc. So you want to just double check that out to make sure that you know what's up when you're supporting our local restaurants. All right, that does wrap it up for us today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day for updates to these stories and more. If you're someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure that you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know about us. It is Thursday, so we do have Trevor standing by with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. And as we have every day, George Young is standing by with your local DCMDVA weather forecast. All of that's coming up in just 1 minute, but here is a quick message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners like yourself are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, December 17th. Yesterday brought a messy winter storm as expected, with plenty of rain and a bit of a mix of rain and sleet, and maybe even some freezing rain for a time for the Annapolis region and the southern half of the county, while the northern half of the county did pick up an inch to maybe an inch and a half or even 2 inches of snow in spots, as it was just on the cold side of the late morning, early afternoon rain-snow line. But in the end, the slightly warmer air won out as the storm center moved over the eastern portion of the overall region toward Salisbury and Ocean City, and rain took over in all locations, creating a sloppy mess countywide. As for today, a few early AM snow showers are possible as the storm pulls away to the northeast and colder air wraps into the area from the northwest, so be sure to watch out for icy spots on roadways and sidewalks around the entire DMV region, as temps will be in the 27 to 32 degree range for many locations this morning before warming into the mid to upper 30s for afternoon highs, which may come with some sunshine as skies clear overhead. Then the expectation for Friday through Sunday is for plenty of sunshine and dry conditions as stable high pressure moves back into the area, with highs Friday in the upper 30s to lower 40s before 40s for highs both Saturday and Sunday, making for a nice quiet period of weather now that we have one winter storm in the books, which, while not at all memorable, it does qualify as a good start to a new winter season following last year's relatively snowless winter. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Use our website each day at DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
Home, a word that invokes a feeling of belonging, of comfort, of love. If you know someone who is not able to go home for the holidays, please reach out to them and share some of that feeling, that Christmas spirit, so they can feel loved where they are, so they know they are home. Midshipmen, our military, contract workers, those with loved ones far away or in medical care. This holiday season, remember that a community is made up of people caring for one another. It's an honor to call Annapolis my home. Serving people's my passion. It's what I do best. It's the Neidhardt difference.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Tomorrow, check out the creative and performing arts of South County, near the All-American Steakhouse in Edgewater. They're having one more Friday night paint night. Classes are limited to 8 people, and they have a kids session for ages 6 through 10, followed by an 11-plus session. At Wild Oak Flower and Herb Farm in Severn, Saturday, check out their tabletop miniature Christmas tree. Creating your own little miniature Christmas tree as a table centerpiece, using fresh greens and berries. Finish your design with Christmas balls. Also on Saturday, they're having a fresh flower holiday table arrangement workshop. Make your own holiday display with fresh flowers, greenery, berries, and pine cones. Perfect for a holiday table. Still going on is Lights on the Bay, benefiting the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, an independent organization not affiliated with the National ASPCA. And Anne Marie Sculpture Gardens down in Solomons still has their outdoor light display going on as well. Wine and Design in Annapolis has more virtual and take-home kits. This week, check out Vintage Santa, Whimsical Christmas Tree, Hangin' with My Nomies, Paw Print Christmas Tree, Art Buzz Kid Santa, Sophisticated, Holly Hedgehog, Wise Men Starry Night, and Winter Cardinal classes. And be sure to check out their Small Business Saturday offerings. Local by Design is still doing virtual group workshops. Enjoy a fun evening crafting together, virtually. Some of their past workshops have been ornament making, cookie decorating, wood signs, drawing, painting, and more. Message them with your dates and ideas. Pre-registration is open for a bunch of classes at Art Farm in January. But for now, check out Art Farm's online market. Art Farm Studios brings you a curated collection through the Art Farm Market. Each sale directly supports working artists and small businesses. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, as always, a bunch of Facebook Live story times for the kids, including a virtual sensory story time and a bilingual story time. Today, their afternoon book club is doing baking books, where you can discuss baking books of your choice and recipes you've enjoyed. Later on tonight, check out their Prepare and Share a virtual cookbook and recipe club with holiday baking. Tomorrow, they have another great movies discussion, this time with Dawson City, Frozen in Time, the buried history of a gold rush town. That can be watched through the library's access to Canopy with a K. And check out some of the library's other offerings like Laughter Yoga, Winter Bingo, Virtual Winter Scavenger Hunt, and Braver Angels Depolarizing Within. At Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight they're having another virtual happy hour, as well as another beginning soldering class. This time they're assembling a real Tesla coil kit. And even if you didn't get a hold of a kit in time, you're welcome to join in on the Zoom call and learn more about soldering. Tomorrow they're having a virtual amateur radio night, as well as a virtual DC 443 Hack the Box working group, where you can hone your cybersecurity skills in a fun and social environment. And Monday they're doing another project night. At Annapolis Makerspace this week, tonight check out one of our bi-weekly open houses and new member orientation nights. If you want to check out the shop and see what it's like before deciding to join, tonight's a good night to stop by. And on Tuesday, we have our monthly general meeting. And remember to shop local this holiday season. The Downtown Annapolis Partnership has a website with all the local businesses downtown and how to shop online from them. Check out downtownannapolispartnership.org. And before you hit Amazon, hunt around locally, even if it's just for gift cards. Local businesses need all the help they can get this time of year, especially this year. If you have any questions about Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. And remember, whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.